admire it. He's been sensational over the last 2 games. 32 points per game, shooting 60% from the field. I thought he was magnificent in the middle of that Syracuse zone. He's going to have to do a little bit of that tonight. And for Virginia Tech, Kerry Blackshear has been awesome. This kid's averaging 25 points and 12 rebounds over the last 3 games. He's going to have a monster one tonight against the Duke Blue Devils.
And the Blue Devils not yet at full strength. Zion Williamson will miss his 2nd consecutive game, his 3rd if you want to count North Carolina, the game in which he was injured. Did not play against Syracuse. Coach K told us before the game that he is making progress. There is a 4-phase process for his rehab. There's no timetable on it yet. It's a grade 1 knee sprain, and we'll see when Zion's able to go. We saw him be very energetic and enthusiastic on the bench at Syracuse on Saturday night. That big win. Starting lineup otherwise looks very familiar for the Blue Devils, with the exception of Alex O'Connell, who's making his 2nd straight start after a 20-point performance on the road against Syracuse. Virginia Tech is without its best player in Justin Robinson, and that has impacted their offense to a large degree, Fonz.
Indeed, this guy, they've got to find Kerry Blackshear down in the painted area. He'll operate in the low post and at the foul line as well, 24 in white.
And Virginia Tech is still the best 3-point shooting team in the ACC. They're struggling a bit without their all-time assist leader, Robinson, who's missed 7 games with a foot injury. Blackshear has the ball now, and he has not struggled. Shot clock is already inside 5. Nickeil Alexander-Walker misses, and the Blue Devils, Cam Reddish coming away with it. You'll see the Duke starting 5 at the bottom of your screen.
Transition defense for Virginia Tech is going to be huge tonight.
R.J. Barrett, his first shot of the night is an air ball, might have been deflected, and a lot of attention, Buzz Williams told us. Up to 3 guys keeping their eye on number 5 when he gets it. 3-ball rattles out for Wabisa Beatty, and the stick back is good.
And that's the guy that we talked about, Kerry Blackshear. Because of how hard and aggressively Duke converges on the basketball, those opportunities on the offensive glass will be there. Well done by Kerry Blackshear.
Virginia Tech recovering quickly from the corner. Trey Jones rattles in the 3.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big factor tonight, because those are the types of threes that Buzz Williams is willing to give up. Those second skip passes there to the corner. Duke's going to have to make a lot of those tonight.
And that was the shot particularly that Buzz admitted, if they make a lot of those, we're not going to win.
Yeah.
Ahmed Hill. Senior from Augusta, Georgia. Virginia Tech is up by 1 in the early going. A turnover, and first to the floor is Alexander Walker. Hill going to try it again.
I thought one-on-one there with Cam Reddish. He should have given him a change of speed, change of direction, and got to the front of the rim. That's his game.
Jones by himself, and they're going to call goaltending on Ty Outlaw.
From our angle, I couldn't tell if that basketball got to the backboard first.
There is Buzz Williams. He's won more than 20 games the last 4 seasons, and 4 straight years they've had double-digit ACC victories. Buzz has his team on the way back to the tournament. His 5th year at Virginia Tech, 12th season overall. Did a great job at Marquette while he was there. Hill goes all the way in, and Ahmed Hill has a couple of buckets.
Look at the difference between the 2. Last pull-up, Jay at the foul line. That time put his head down, got to the front of the rim.
Among active players, he is the 3rd leading scorer in the ACC right now. How about that, Cam Reddish?
That was nasty. A little hard dribble and then a spin back in reverse to create this separation to get that shot off. That was pretty.
Cam scored 20 or more in 3 of his last 6 games, but he's also had a couple of single-digit performances in that span, including just 5 on 2 of 11 shooting against Syracuse. Hill's feeling it and knocks it down. Ahmed Hill.
What a nice screen by Kerry Blackshear to create that opening to get that shot off.
Hill had been just 6 of his last 42 over his last 7 games, coinciding with Justin Robinson not playing. So that one will help. Alex O'Connell lets it go, and O'Connell is burning it up at Syracuse, and he continues his hot hand.
Yeah, 20 points in that game on 5 of 8 shooting from the three-point line. You do not want to give him that shot, particularly at the top.
20 points, a career high at 16 in the first meeting against Syracuse. He would be the quintessential zone buster. Beatty, for three.
And Reese, that's huge for Beatty. He's 0 for 11 from 3 over his last 6 games.
So you had 3 guys, including Alexander Walker, who've been struggling. A couple have made buckets. There's Hill. He lost it on the way up. Oh, and we got a whistle inside. It's so loud in here. We didn't call or didn't hear the whistle, and I think they got Reddish for a foul. Virginia Tech with a 2-point lead. It's been an entertaining first scoring change.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Boost Mobile. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save. And in part by Charles Schwab. Own your
college basketball. Nike even saw a $1.1 billion drop in market value. So these past few days have brought even more attention to a Duke program trying to manage one tough test after another, especially after losing Zion Williamson. Coach K told us today he's been dealing with a lot more than just basketball conversations, and they can't wait to get back home.
Now, Brooke, Mike Krzyzewski said that his freshmen particularly were knocked back after that game last Wednesday night against North Carolina. And for quite some time, Reddish misses. They weren't sure if they were going to get Zion back, and you see the difference. They're outscoring their opponents by 16 points per game when he's on the floor and just 3 points per game when he's off of it. And is not to suggest for a second that it somehow diminishes that great Carolina victory, because they handled them pretty much from the beginning.
I think you miss him a lot on the glass. You saw that 12.2 in the paint. His ability to get out in transition, off the bounce in the lane, and attacking that glass is what Duke desperately missed.
And Fonz, the other thing that he does when Zion or Trey Jones, or both, have been off the floor, well over half of Duke's field goal attempts come from behind the arc. They're not a good three-point shooting team, down in the bottom 25 to 30 in the nation. When he's on the floor, or one of them's on the floor, it's in the high 30s. So they get more paint touches. They don't have to settle for the three quite as often.
Indeed. I like this matchup here.
Blackshear, Ty Outlaw, virtually all of his field goal attempts, 80% of them come from behind the arc. He's an excellent shooter, but couldn't line that one up.
Yeah, that's now 60 of his 74 made field goals are from 3.
Reddish, a little long on the 3, and Blackshear has a rebound. Nikhil Alexander Walker on the push. Blackshear missed the dunk. A little flyby contest from the Duke defense perhaps broke the concentration, but Blackshear doesn't miss many of those.
Yeah, he's got to make those. Won't get a lot of those opportunities against Duke. When you get them, you've got to finish that one.
Jack White is checked into the game, number 41 for the Blue Devils. Marquise Bolden also in. Barrett. There's White with the follow.
Because of all the attention that Barrett draws when he gets into the lane, all you have to do is slip behind the defense and you'll find yourself open. That's exactly what Jack White, number 41 in black, did there.
I called it a follow. RJ might prefer to call it a pass and give him another assist. He had 3 assists in the first 4 buckets that Duke had. Blackshear.
Improved area of his game, folks. I'm telling you, he's been dominant from that foul line area. They run that little split action, forces the defensive big to have to step back, and he's more than capable of knocking that down. He's shooting 40% from the three-point line.
Jones gets in the paint, hesitates. Good effort by Jones trying to knock it back out to save it, but he knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Virginia Tech basketball.
And folks, watch number 24 in white here. See all this action that's taking place off of him? And now all of a sudden the big has to step off and help. This time he just makes a move, creates a little space, and able to knock that shot down. Much improved area of Kerry Blackshear's game. He can get it done from the high post and the low post.
Substitution for Duke Fonz. Joey Baker for the second time this season is into the game. Played for the first time this season at Syracuse on Saturday and gave him a couple of rebounds. Coach K was telling us before the game he learned a new term, burned the red shirt. Frankly, I don't know how Mike had missed that before. That's been in the vernacular for a while, but Joey wanted to play. He'd been texting the assistant coaches, telling him he was ready if called upon, and he'll be getting some opportunities because he can shoot just inside the three-point line. Promise you, it's not his best. That one was a little out of rhythm, and Joey shot it long. Alexander Walker has it blocked. Delorier saves it.
When you get in there, you got to get there thinking that Duke players, additional players are coming. You got to think fast. He had guys wide open. That was a difficult shot to take.
How about that seal from Bolden and finish?
And when you get a defensive player below you, you should walk them down and seal them to the baseline side, and that's exactly what Bolden did. But what a beautiful pass as well.
Media timeout on the next stoppage as Trey Jones does a great job knocking it away from Outlaw. He looked to have an opportunity for a great one tonight.
Oh, great opportunity here for a resume builder, and what they're also fighting for is a first two-round bye in the ACC tournament. A lot on the line here for Virginia Tech.
They've already clinched at least a single bye. They can be seeded anywhere from 4th to 6th in the upcoming ACC tournament. 17 on the shot clock. Ty Outlaw wastes no time. Shot it way long. Jones in transition. Trey pulls up. Blackshear has the rebound.
You don't see that pull-up Jay in transition too often anymore. I thought that was a good read.
You just saw Alexander Walker give up the ball before he crossed half court as Reddish knocks it out of bounds. In practice today, whoever Trey Jones is guarding, the other guy's going to clear out and get out of the way or give up the basketball because that's how much respect they have for the pressure that Trey can put on the ball.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of pressure off your main ball handler. And with Justin Robinson out, Nickeil Alexander-Walker has had to handle the ball a ton.
He has it now.
I think Blackshear needs a touch here.
He's got it. Fires it, and the three is long.
Because I think every now and then he should shot fake that one and drive the baseline because there's no help to his right.
R.J. Barrett coming off consecutive 30-point games, the ACC's leading scorer, missed his first two shots. Virginia Tech trying to keep him from getting shots. They're probably lucky running away from the ball there that he missed it.
Yeah, I thought Marquise Bolden should have taken that shot as soon as he caught it, took a little comfort dribble, and the defense collapsed on him.
Matt Hill has gotten off to a strong start for Virginia Tech. Shot clock again in single digits. Hill has to get rid of it, and he did not. A shot clock violation. A good defense by the Blue Devils. Coming up next on ESPN, Wisconsin ranked 19th in the country going in to take on free-falling Indiana at Assembly Hall. You can watch it on the ESPN app from anywhere. Wisconsin's been hot. They've won 8 of 10, and Indiana lost 12 of their last 13 to win inexplicably at Michigan State, and lost 5 straight.
Well, Wisconsin, it helps when you have a unicorn like Ethan Happ. 18 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists for a 6'10" center. Don't hear that too often.
Travel is called. You don't hear it often, and the other part of that, I was looking through some stats the other day, he could be the Russell Westbrook of college basketball. I said tongue firmly planted in cheek because he does lead the nation in triple doubles, I believe. He's only got 2,
right, but it's still leading.
R.J. Barrett had 1 earlier this year for Cincy State for Duke.
10 assists in that game and 0 turnovers.
He's had 3 assists in the early going of this one. Isaiah Wilkins has the ball now. He's checked in as Jack White's back for Duke. Knocks it out of bounds. 13 on the shot clock. Alexander Walker working on Trey Jones, crowd helping with the shot clock. White again with another deflection. Jack White, who didn't get any run against Syracuse on Saturday night. He's been struggling offensively, has come in with some good hustle plays, couple of deflections in his time on the court.
Yeah, that time Nikhil Alexander-Walker made the wrong read. The read was back to the wing. And Jack White able to get a hand on it.
Ahmed Hill was fouled by R.J. Barrett, and it's going to be a bailout foul. And right at the getting deep in the shot clock. He was inside the arc, two-shot foul. Ahmed Hill has a chance to be the first guy to go into double figures tonight.
He's playing really well. 6 of his last 43, though, from 3 over the last 7 games, but he's playing with a lot of confidence tonight. He's a guy who's had to handle the ball a lot more, too, in the absence of Justin Robinson, and he's done a really nice job of creating offense for himself and his teammates as well.
Hill has 11. He just averages a shade under 13 points per game, and he is a guy who has really suffered from the absence of Justin Robinson. The last 7 games, just shooting just over 30% from the floor. 18-14, Hokies with a 4-point lead at home, and we got another turnover for the Blue Devils.
What's happening on the defensive end, Virginia Tech's doing a really nice job of playing up in the passing lanes and forcing Duke to have to catch the ball sometimes 10 feet even outside of the 3-point line. Duke's got to be a bit more physical in where they catch that basketball so they can initiate their offense better.
Both teams shooting very similar percentages. Each with 6 made field goals. Here goes Wilkins, and is swatted away by DeLaurier. Duke leads the nation in block shots, so you go in there at your own peril.
Well, another example of when you get into the painted area, Duke is converging very quickly. You got to think pass when you get down there. That's the 3rd time we've seen Virginia Tech do that.
Barrett for 3.
And they'll take that shot all night long.
Reddish.
Not that one, though.
Cam Reddish.
It's one of the best times, Reese, to take that 3-point shot, and primarily because all 5 defenders are below the foul line. There was no one in the area code for Cam Reddish.
Virginia Tech's been scuffling to look for a field goal, getting close to 5 minutes. Here's the point finds. Virginia Tech wasn't necessarily in rotation, but they were in scramble off of that. White gets a hand on it.
Yeah, and you can see 4 of the, actually all 5 defenders below the foul line, and no one close to be able to challenge that shot. And Cam Reddish is one guy you don't want to let him get clean looks at the rim because he can run them off in a hurry.
Reddish leads the ACC in 3-point field goal attempts, so he's certainly not shy about taking it. The percentage has been a little up and down at times. Blackshear, that's a Hokie field goal for the first time in exactly 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think he's got to touch it a lot more here with 8 minutes to go here before the half.
Foul call on the outside by Kip Kissinger, Keith Kimball, and Jeffrey Anderson, our officiating crew tonight. Foul was called on Ahmed Hill. It's his first.
Here's the Virginia Tech defense. He's doing a nice job, whoever it is that's guarding Barrett, taking away his left hand. He's not as good when he's going to his right, and even when he gets into the lane, he brings that left hand right back in front of the defender's face. They've done a really nice job on the scouting report so far in this game on R.J. Barrett.
Sabiti reaching in on defense. White cleaned it up, and Jack White has his second field goal.
He's done a really nice job of finding openings on the backboard after a shot has gone up. Jack White contributing to the game nicely here so far.
The Australian has been mired in a horrific 3-point shooting slump. Missed his last 25. Ty Outlaw. White chases down the rebound. That's what if you're not shooting right, you have to find other ways to impact, and White has to.
Indeed. One of the best ways to do it is get on that glass. Sometimes when you can see it go through, whether it be a free throw layup, it raises the level of your confidence to be able to knock down a 3-ball, and he can use some confidence at this stage of the season.
Well, that one he shot in rhythm. Now 0 for his last 26. You have to understand, he was shooting better than 40% before having the 0 for 10 game in the first Syracuse meeting, and it's sort of come unraveled for him. But Good to see him out there playing with some energy and contributing tonight. Outlaw kicks it. Alexander Walker beats the shot clock.
That was a much-needed three for his confidence. Only 1 for 9 from three over the last 2 games for a guy that shoots 39% from three on the year.
Bisa Beatty reached in, and he will be called for the foul on R.J. Barrett. Hokies up by 4, under 7 to play in the first. Probably the magic number. The Hokies scored exactly 64 points on February 26th on each of those occasions. Here's what's at stake for Virginia Tech with a win tonight. And the one win that Duke does have in recent years, their national championship team in 2015 finds needed overtime and 30 from Jahlil Okafor to get out of here with a victory.
Wow.
Cam Reddish knocks down another 3. That's his second triple of the night. He's got 8.
Little jab step to his right to free a little space and then elevates over the top. That was nice by number 2 in black, Cam Reddish. He looks like a different player tonight. Playing with a high level of confidence.
Blackshear, good position inside. Harry Blackshear will go to the free throw line. Brooke, you were in the Hokies huddle. What did Buzz have to say?
Yeah, Buzz was actually really pleased with the poise from his guys. He felt like they won the last 2 4-minute segments and really emphasizing most just getting back to the boards. He said, we can do this. We can keep winning the boards. Just go hard at the glass. But I love our poise. And then he talked about more paint touches, as you see Blackshear getting the ball on the block right there.
And Brooke, you're talking about a team in Duke that's second amongst major conference teams in points in the paint with 42 per game. Only 8 so far in this game, so the defense has really been dialed in for Virginia Tech.
Finds Virginia Tech's defense is predicated on that. They lead major conference teams in keeping teams from scoring in the paint, allowing just under 20 per game.
And that's really an unbelievable statistic when you think of it. I mean, Harry Blackshear, you take him off the floor, then the tallest guy that they have on the floor is like 6'5". That's incredible.
Rare couple of free throw misses, as you see the stat we were talking about was scoring inside. Virginia Tech in ACC play hitting better than 77% of their free throws in the season. In all games, 75 is top 30 as Barrett has yet to score, but will get to go to the free throw line and try to get things going tonight. Foul called on Bisa Beatty. Thursday, much more college hoops coming your way. Michigan coming off that loss to Michigan State at home on Saturday takes on Nebraska. It's at 7 Eastern from the Big Ten. And then, I don't know if they play for the victory bell in basketball, but it'll be the Trojans and the Bruins. You can see it on the ESPN app.
And folks, if you've not seen him, Vinny Boatwright, the kind of forward/center for USC, is absolutely magnificent. 18 points per game, 21 in his last meeting with UCLA. So I know he'll be looking to light him up yet again.
R.J. Barrett handed out 3 assists. Those 2 free throws, his first points for the ACC's leading scorer. Back-to-back 30-point games for R.J. Obviously, focus of the Virginia Tech defense. Blackshear.
And Reese, that's why I like Blackshear touching the basketball every time down the floor. You put him in the low block, there's no one who can guard him one-on-one, and he's so good at shooting it from the foul line area. He's just really hard to guard.
Carey's hit 4 of his 6 field goal attempts. Ball was kicked. It'll stay in the same with the Blue Devils. How about this, Fox?
A little screen and roll, a little pass back, and then they get it to him. He even gets doubled from the baseline side, but he's so strong and on balance. He's able to get that one up and in. Kerry Blackshear has put himself together 3 magnificent games. 25 points per game over the last 3.
Cam Reddish switching that to the left hand and finish to avoid the contest in the block.
Reese, I'm telling you, at the next level, Cam Reddish is going to be a monster. You can see the other aspects of his game developing despite him not being able to knock down the 3 at the clip that we know that he's capable of doing.
Alexander Walker got himself free. Barrett pushing it ahead. R.J. Barrett. 3 won't go. Here comes Hill back into the game. Good look to Wilkins.
Reese, in this game so far, R.J. Barrett doesn't have a single field goal, and that's been the difference in this game for Virginia Tech defensively.
Reddish has carried the offensive load, and Wilkins, who just scored, makes the steal. What a play by Wilkins. Hill gets the foul from White. Buzz Williams just gave Isaiah Wilkins a big punch in the chest. And what a reaction he's getting from the home crowd. He's the 4th youngest player in the Power 6 conference, barely 18 years old. Look at this effort.
And folks, he's 6'3", 230 pounds, and as nimble as they call him. What a super play by Isaiah Wilkins.
Bonds, he was barely recruited. He thought he was going to take a break, and the plan was to redshirt him.
Yes.
And just a couple of weeks into practice, they called his dad and said, hey, you know, I think we might not need to use that red shirt. Hokies score on the baseline and push the lead to 3.
Oh, he was killing it in practice and gave Buzz Williams no choice but to pull the red shirt.
Therefore, if you pull the red shirt, you don't have to burn the red shirt. Marquise Bolden, a block is called before the Bolden dunk as Jones was driving to the cup. Inside 4 minutes to play. This is what R.J. Barrett has done in his previous 2 games. Hokies have done a great job on him defensively tonight.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball.
And R.J. Barrett still hasn't made a field goal. 4 of his attempts, Fonz, from 3.
Yeah, playing him as a perimeter player right now. I think you got to play him more as a point forward as Cam Reddish knocks down a nice deuce from the corner. I think you got to play him now as a point forward and put him in the post area. He'll have a size advantage on the interior, can shoot it right over the top. Or if a double team comes, R.J. Barrett is tall enough to be able to locate someone on the weak side of the floor. I think Coach K's got to change the offensive strategy with Barrett.
Outlaw for 3.
And you knew it was just a matter of time. That kid shooting 46% from 3. Ty Outlaw, elite level 3-point shooter.
He had missed his first 3. Beatty with the steal. Hill on the run. Gives it up. Nikhil Alexander-Walker. Duke beats it back to the other end, and Marquise Bolden takes a big spill as Outlaw was trying to get back and recover.
And folks, the ball reversal, what a read by Nikhil Walker-Alexander. Saw that they had synced on the inside, able to find Outlaw in the weak side corner. And that's now 6 turnovers for the Duke Blue Devils that Virginia Tech has turned into 8 points. The defense for Virginia Tech has been stout consistently this entire first half.
A couple of officials have gone over to the side, Jeffrey Anderson, Keith Kimball, to have a look at the monitor about that last foul against Marquise Bolden. Make sure that he was making a play, didn't undercut, no. And they are calling it a flagrant foul on Outlaws, and a good call as he now he tried to hold Marquise up, but he still wrapped him around. If Kissinger comes over and confirms it's a flagrant 1. Personal foul on Outlaw and accurately called.
Yeah, it's just an awkward play. Outlaw trying to actually, as you can see there, great sportsmanship, trying to hold him up, and he obviously folded. You know, nearly 7 feet tall, 6'11", 250. That's hard to control when he's swinging on the rim.
Might have been better served just to give that one up. He couldn't make the play on the ball. Bolden rolls in the free throw. Marquise, a 68% shooter on the year. Free throw shooting has been a bit of a struggle for the Blue Devils, though they have shot them well late in games.
He's been a lot more aggressive this year. I like what I've seen from Marquise Bolden. His development was slowed by a couple of injuries. And sometimes it just takes bigs a lot longer to develop than it does guards.
So this trip could be costly for Virginia Tech. They had a 6-point lead, but they make both free throws, and Duke gets the ball after the flagrant 1. See if the Blue Devils can turn this into a big possession, trailing by 4, under 3 to play in the first. first half here in Cassell Coliseum. Wide out conditions. Right back to Bolden, who steps through, and he'll go back to the free throw line.
I love it because of his size on the interior. Outside of Kerry Blacksburg, Virginia Tech has no one that can guard him on the interior. And had a little switch there on the interior. Ty Outlaw, only 6'6". And I love the fact that he caught that basketball. And that's the aggressiveness that I talked about earlier. He's been a lot more aggressive this year. Smart play there on number 20 in black.
He didn't start the other night at Syracuse, played only 10 minutes, but he got 8 rebounds. He was aggressive, to your point, when he was in the game. As O'Connell sits down and R.J. Barrett returns for the final 2:49.
Hokies been doing a nice job on the offensive glass as well over the last three offensive rebounds per game. So he's finding ways to impact the game on the offensive end.
Bolden with a soft touch makes all 4 of the free throws in that end. 2 on the flagrant and 2 on the foul. As he went up, Duke's made all 6 of its attempts, and just like that, a 2-point game.
I'd like to see Blacksburg get a touch here. Duke's not had an answer for him, especially when he catches it one-on-one down in the post.
P.J. Horn is cutting to the basket. P.J. missed 6 games with a leg injury, and he's been scuffling a little bit since coming back. Able to play about 9 minutes per game and couldn't handle that pass. Here's Barrett. Barrett, another 3 attempt, another miss. Javin Delorier with the offensive rebound. Delorier doesn't go back up with it, so fresh shot clock, and Barrett has it.
Barrett's settling way too much for the jump shot right now. He's got to drive the basketball.
Reddish was attempting to do so, trying to get to the baseline. Virginia Tech doesn't want to give that up, and Cam lost it out of bounds.
Sometimes we make offense a little too complicated. What happened to possession before? Duke gave the ball to Marquise Bolden right down on the block, and he made a quick move, got fouled, got to the foul line. Making it too difficult. Throw the basketball inside to the big man, let him go to work.
You sound like every big man partner I've ever worked with. Guards never throw the ball inside.
Never. See what happened? They don't throw it in, they turn it over.
Here's Blacksburg driving on Bolden and swatted away by Delorier. Javin reacted with surprise, but it's not going to be him if they get the foul. It's going to be Bolden.
Kerry Blacksburg is so difficult to guard because of his ability at 6'10" to be able to step out on the floor and knock down the shot. And all of a sudden you have to get up into him, and he's just too quick for Bolden. Able to draw a little contact there before Delorier swatted it away. I love his decision-making, 24 in white, when he catches the ball, whether it be on the low block or in the high post.
Blacksburg can go into double figures. And he does. 4-point lead for the Hokies with 99 seconds to play in the first half. Cassell Coliseum. Number 3, Duke, finishing what has been called by our Basketball Power Index the toughest 6-game stretch that any team in America faces this year.
See, Bolden has P.J. Horn guarding him, throwing the ball.
There is Bolden.
Yeah, on the block, though, not at the elbow.
Theo Alexander Walker. Here's Wilkins from the corner. Isaiah a little excited, and P.J. Horn gets a chance for the putback. And he'll go to the free throw line. If you're enjoying this ACC game tonight on ESPN. ESPN and the ACC will bring you the ACC network starting in August. All 15 universities will be represented. You can visit getaccn.com to learn more. P.J. Horn has the first free throw rattle away.
Isaiah Wilkins, number 1 in white for Virginia Tech, getting a little ovation as he leaves the floor because of the energy and effort that he's brought to both ends of the floor tonight for the Hokies.
He missed that three-pointer attempt from the corner by about 5 feet. But he's a 46% shooter on the year. I was watching him after practice. He's got a great stroke.
Yes, he does.
Happens sometimes. A lot of energy in the building tonight. Got a little excited and a little extra juice on it. Reddish dealing with a lot of ball pressure. Also checking into the game is Jonathan way to Texas. O'Connell to Jack White. Is this the one? Well, he's missed his last 27 from three.
We talked about that early in the game, Reese. That's the skip three that Buzz Williams is willing to give up, and Duke has not been able to knock it down with any consistency.
30-second break here, and you'll see the last 33 of the first. 33 seconds left to play here in the first half. Virginia Tech with a 5-point lead on number 3 Duke. We saw Duke on the road a couple of weeks ago fall into a big hole against Louisville, and they played a spectacular last 9.5 minutes to rally from 23 down. So I'm sure a 5-point deficit at this juncture doesn't look terribly daunting.
The problem was at 9:30 to go in that game was when Zion Williamson went back into the game.
It's a very fair point. Duke is the only team in the country not to lose a true road game this season. Blacksburg didn't handle it. It was really good defense on all levels from Duke, forcing the turnover.
Well, that's a tough angle. Nikhil Walker-Alexander, number 4, and White should have reversed that ball back to the wing. Then that would have given a better angle to make the post entry into Kerry Blacksburg. They had the matchup they wanted on the post. Missed opportunity there for the Hokies.
There's an opportunity for the Blue Devils to go into the half with a feel-good bucket. Probably feel good to R.J. Barrett, who's yet to make the field goal. He has the ball in his hands. Ned Hill's guarding him.
You see Reddish touch it in the corner there.
Barrett gets it back and scores. Lost it on the way up. And the half will expire with R.J. Barrett, the ACC's leading scorer, getting his first bucket and pulling third-ranked Duke to within 3.
Yeah, able to find a nice little angle. Lost it on his way up, but able to kind of regather himself and to get it off the glass and in. Well done by R.J. Barrett.
Barrett well below his average, but capable of scoring quickly. Buzz Williams' defensive game plan being executed to perfection, and Brooke Weisbrod with Buzz.
Coach R.J. Barrett with his first field goal, 2 seconds left in the first half.
Did he walk?
What about your team's defense is making his night difficult?
Just have to be high on the floor. He's so good offensively that we have to keep it out of the paint. We have to be high on the floor in the gaps. Where we've struggled is not that. Where we've struggled is behind that. We've got to step to the rotation a little bit quicker.
And you talked about your team's poise. What did you like about it?
Other than the last possession, I thought it's been really good. Everybody's stressed out. They're doing all they can do. Great maturity, great poise. We have to get a shot every possession. I don't know how many turnovers we had, but the last one was costly.
Thank you.
Is that jacket velour or leather?
You see R.J. Barrett made his only field goal of the first half just before the first half horn. We were told at halftime, R.J., who slipped back to the locker room a couple times in the first half, a little bit more than just a bathroom break, dealing with a bit of a stomach issue that has cropped up on him, a little bit sick to his stomach, so we'll see if he can fight through that and give the Blue Devils the offense they need here in the second half. Tries to get started by getting into the lane and does just that.
And that's one of the few times that Virginia Tech has allowed him to get to his left hand. If you allow him to get to his left hand, he stays to his left hand, and he is an impossible guard when he gets into the painted area. Got to keep him going right.
Keep letting him go left, and he'll make the defenders sick to their stomachs.
Absolutely.
Marquise Bolden starting the second half for Duke. Blacksburg drives and kisses it off the window.
I'm telling you, Duke has no answer for Kerry Blacksburg. I'd like to see him touch it every time down the floor. Successful getting it to him in the first half. Off to a good start here in the second. Number 24 in white.
Blacksburg now with a dozen. Barrett rising up, and that one rattles out. Delorier had it in his hands and was taken away by Outlaw. Alexander Walker brings it into the front court. Duke is back on D. And the push is going to be called.
And folks, this is the pressure that Kerry Blacksburg puts on you. He catches that basketball out on the floor. As you see R.J. Barrett here, you allow him to get to his left hand. You cannot guard him going left. He's so good with that left hand. You've got to make him go to his right and make him stay right.
Last foul was called on Marquise Bolden, and this one is or he'll be called on Virginia Tech. I think they're going to get Ty Outlaw.
And folks, watch this. Kerry Blackshear, number 24 in white here at 6'10", gives a little shot flake to get Delarier in the air. And he drives down that lane, and what a nice finish over the top of Marquise Bowden, who's 6'11". I've been really impressed with Kerry Blackshear's play. 25 points per game over the last 3, 12 rebounds as well. He's been a monster for Virginia Tech.
Ty Outlaw is going to take a break for the Hokies. He's picked up his 3rd foul. P.J. Horn has returned to the game, so the Hokies without the explosive three-point shooter, though they are the best three-point shooting team in the ACC. Shot clock in single digits now. Horn pressuring Barrett. Trey Jones from 3, and is not his strong suit. Exactly the shot the Hokies would like him to take, but Delarier fights everybody, gets on the floor to get to it, but it's a hell ball, and it'll go to Virginia Tech. Brooke, you talked to John Shire, Duke assistant, coming out of the locker room.
I did, and he mentioned how much RJ is dealing with a stomach issue, but he's going to try to work through it the best he can. And offensively, he felt like Duke was getting some good looks, but the Hokies, they've been packing it in. What he really wants to see, though, is Duke doing the work before the first pass so they can create more spacing. And they want to get some scoring inside, but overall, he said he's been really happy with the team's shot selection. Just a matter of knocking them down.
Yeah, Brooke, I think Duke's going to have to play faster on misses and makes. They've got to get out and get in transition where they excel.
Blackshear was fouled by Reddish, and the ball just wouldn't go down. The crowd here was ready to lift off with an opportunity for a three-point play, but instead Terry will go to the free throw line and shoot 2, and that was Cam Reddish's 2nd foul.
Folks, Kerry Blackshear is a little bit unusual. Watch how he gets ready to shoot this free throw. He pretty much stands on his toes almost the entire time, particularly the left one. He walks on his toes. I asked him earlier about it, and he said, actually, my dad does it, and several of my siblings do it as well. He just stuck with it. They list him at 6'10". I think he's 7 feet tall, man, with that, with that kind of air under those shoes, man.
Heels don't touch the ground.
They don't touch the ground, man.
We should put a clock on how long it is before Kerry Blackshear's heels touch the ground. That would require a lot of calf stretching, I think, right. At the end of the game, too, right?
I'm surprised his calves aren't bigger.
5-point lead for the Hokies.
Nice job by Beatty. It's a travel there.
Bolden's got great position, and he's fouled on his way to the basket.
Yeah, he's fortunate there, because when you're his height at 6'11" and you catch it in there, there's no dribble. Turn around and shoot it right over the top.
Isaiah Wilkins called for that personal, and Marquise will go back to the free throw line where he's made all 4 attempts tonight.
Yeah. Can you hear and see what he's shooting into? Oh my gosh.
But they're going to be sorely disappointed, because as you watch Zion Williamson smiling, if an opposing player misses consecutive free throws in the second half, everybody in the place gets a certificate for free bacon.
Does that include us?
I would hope so.
Do you like yours crispy?
Yes.
Okay.
Country ham at Joe's Diner today was delicious.
Nice, yes it was.
Did not opt for the bacon there.
What'd you have?
I had the Big Joe's breakfast special.
Nice, composed up.
Hey, you know, because you finished off my French toast.
You know it. Far be it for me to leave a piece of French toast on the table, and your biscuit as well.
So really, I only had the medium-sized Joe's. Reddish with the rebound, 3-point lead for Virginia Tech, as Reddish has had a good offensive night in the first half anyway. R.J. Barrett, pull up lefty, is so smooth. R.J. with a couple of field goals here in the second half.
That's pretty. I mean, Nickeil Alexander-Walker forced him exactly where he wanted it to his right side, but that floater, man, wow, from 5 feet out. That's exquisite.
And Beatty was cutting to the bucket. Blackshear is a good passer, giving him the stink eye. How about this move from RJ?
Yeah, forced him exactly where you wanted him to be, and then he comes back inside. Once he drives to his right, you have to sit on his left hand, because he's coming right back to that left hand. and try to block the shot over the top. Nickeil Alexander-Walker got out of position, and what a nice finish by R.J. Barrett, who's been much more aggressive, taking the basketball to the hole here in the second half.
Duke has led tonight for just 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Opportunity to get the lead on this trip.
Ball screen and roll and getting it to Bolden has been good the last couple possessions.
Double team coming, Bolden over it and off the window, and Duke's on top by 1.
Well, that's what we were asking for, Reese, the entire first half. Marquise Bolden, there's no one out on the floor when he catches the ball in the low post or with 2 feet in the paint that can guard him. He's got to get some touches, and that'll loosen it up on the perimeter for dribble penetration for Duke.
This is Marquise's first double-figure game since February 2nd against St. John's. And just like that, Ahmed Hill gives the Hokies the lead back. $14 for Hill. He's had a couple of triples. Jack White going to try from 3.
He's not shooting that basketball with any confidence, Reese.
We don't care who wins. We were talking at halftime. We're rooting for Jack to make one. He's missed his last 28 from 3 now. We want to see one go in for him. Hill's going to try it again. That one's way long and reddish skies for it, and Duke's filling the lanes.
I love the push.
And it'll be a block. Alexander Walker going to be called for the block. That's his first.
We've been talking about feed Marquise Bolden in the post. Gets it down there, shows patience, and makes a strong move to the basket. Low contact and finishes. Looks just like Zion does. How about the flex? Bigger than yours, Reese.
Well, not just like Zion. Sort of like it. For the moment, opportunity to move a half game up or down, depending on the outcome here.
In terms of being fresh going into the NCAA tournament, that double bye is vital.
Foul was called on Kerry Blacksburg Jr. Javin Delorier will go to the free throw line, where Duke has been perfect tonight. 9 for 9.
I like Javin Delorier and what he brings to the floor. A lot of energy and effort, gets on that glass, really good defensively.
They got Alexander Walker for a lane violation, so Delorier will get a chance to have a do-over. Duke shooting just under 70%. That one misses badly, but they've shot much better of late. 77% in the last 4 games. I mentioned earlier in crunch time, last 5 minutes of games, they've been solid as well. And that their first miss tonight. Officially, though Delorier missed a couple of times. Trey Jones was called to that foul, his first.
Back into the ball game for your Hokies.
Defends very physically, gets up underneath you, and still doesn't foul a lot. As Isaiah Wilkins gave Virginia Tech a burst of defensive energy in the first half. He's back on the floor for Buzz Williams. Buzz donning the vest tonight.
Looking pretty smooth. Are you a vest guy?
Up the lane a little bit on occasion, but not that often.
Nice skip.
Beatty to the bucket, couldn't finish the layup. Blackshear gets it back and draws the foul. Beatty didn't get rimmed, so Blackshear had to get that thing up. I'm not sure he realized it just before the shot clock expired to carry a couple of free throws.
Yeah, what a good read, though, by Beatty. Knows he's not a good three-point shooter. Shot fake that basketball, got to the rim. And Biggs, you at home watching, Kerry Blackshear did exactly what you should do, which is run right to the front of the rim, because there's usually a smaller guy in there, and you can get the offensive rebound. Intelligent read by 24 and White.
Kerry missed his first couple of free throws tonight, but he's hit his last 5. Now up to 15 points. You mentioned in the open over his last 3, averaging 25 points per game, or right at it. He's improved his three-point shooting every year he's been here. He redshirted his first year. developed into a terrific player.
40% from the three-point line. Incredible.
Now Blackshear up to 16, and Virginia Tech holding that three-point lead.
Luis, you know what I love about him is he doesn't force it. He just lets the game come to him, gets a quiet 16.
Reddish took a spill trying to get out from underneath in the set, and then I think they called Javin DeLaurier for an illegal screen. They were trying to get Reddish and Barrett free underneath the basket with big guys Bold and DeLaurier setting screens, and Javin got a little aggressive on it. Jones pressing in the backcourt, and you'll see, but this is rare. They didn't want to try to test Trey Jones and getting the ball in the front court, but Alexander Walker without incident so far.
Alexander Walker's more of a 2-3, but playing without Justin Robinson, he's had to handle a lot more of the point guard responsibility.
Blackshear to Beatty, turns down the three, gets Bolden in the air and draws the foul.
What a smart play by Beatty on the interior.
Well, one thing's become apparent. You can close out short on Beatty because he's not interested in shooting that corner three. You got a quick look at Justin Robinson, point guard from Virginia Tech, who's missed his last 7 games with a left foot injury. There's Justin. Had a nice chat with him before the game. Beatty knocks down the free throws. Hokies lead is 5.
Justin Robinson, one of the top 10 point guards in the nation, sitting out, and Virginia Tech having to sail without their best player.
As Duke is. Out Zion Williamson right now. Both teams have a Justin Robinson, by the way. David Robinson's son is on the Duke team, is Justin. A late contest. Virginia Tech has been willing to let Trey Jones shoot. He's struggled from 3 all season, but particularly in ACC play. Made one tonight, but came in 7 of 37 from behind the arc. Ty Outlaw is back. Beatty, after I said he wouldn't take it, does, and misses it. Here's Reddish. Reddish strong, takes a nasty spill, and they're calling him for the offensive foul, and Cam is slow to get up.
It landed on the small of his back on the right-hand side, on the right hemisphere of his back. Hope he's okay.
Boy, that was an explosive drive to the bucket, and I think Coach K is going to have him sit down. Outlaw is outside the restricted area. Did he establish his position in your judgment?
Yeah, I thought he did. Wow, he landed right on his rear there.
A big tumble for Cam. Trouble.
Yeah, I thought he made a good read there. Took off way outside the lane and landed right on the lower hemisphere, the right side of his back. And man, Zion, this Duke team has had to deal with a lot of injuries and illnesses on the season.
R.J. Barrett fighting some stomach discomfort tonight. He's still out there. Reddish taking a break. Alex O'Connell is checked in for him. Virginia Tech with a 5-point lead. Beatty all the way to the basket. Blackshear fighting for it. DeLaurier got it out. He took a tumble, and Javin's a little slow to get up. Duke 4 on 5 right now. And DeLaurier is hobbling as he comes into the front court. Jones tried to put it back, and Javin just reached down for his right ankle. And Jack White's going to come in to replace him.
Let's see when he comes down here. Yeah, turn that thing right there and carry Blackshear's right foot.
Turn to the inside. White's at the scorer's table as Trey Jones makes the first free throw.
This is going to be interesting to see how long Reddish stays out, because as you know, when you land that way, that bad boy can lock up on you pretty quickly.
And Reddish sitting beside Zion Williamson on the bench. Zion's in street clothes. Barrett's out there fighting through a stomach ailment. Duke putting on the pressure now. Trying to speed up the tempo a little bit, Fonz, as see Javin DeLaurier being checked out by the Duke training staff. Ahmed Hill attacking against Bolden, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Ahmed Hill has made a ton of smart plays. That's exactly what you want to do against full court pressure when you get that basketball over half court. You usually have 3-on-2, 2-on-1s, and you look to attack. Good read there by Ahmed Hill.
And to exacerbate some of Duke's problems, Marquise Bolden, who's played really well tonight with 10 points, has picked up his 4th foul, and Delorier is back at the scorer's table. Hill makes the first free throw, and Marquise go to the bench at least for a while. Delorier doesn't look exactly spry at the moment.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a little tender when you first go out there, but once he can kind of get sweaty and get that thing warmed up, it'll be good enough for him to be able to get up and down the floor. It's when you sit out for a while and it cools down, and all of a sudden that inflammation gets down there, then you're in trouble.
Abisa Beatty putting the pressure on the ball. Now Blackshear steps out.
On the perimeter, that ball's got to find Alex O'Connell. He's the best shooter out there on the floor for Duke right now.
Shot clock inside 5. Barrett. That dude just gets buckets,
He
man.
just gets buckets. And notice which way did he go, Reese?
Yeah.
To his left.
Nikhil Alexander Walker's fouled by Jack White. Virginia Tech already shooting free throws. Usually the team you want to see when that happens.
Part of that has been their inability to knock down the 3-ball, which was early in the season been really good for Indiana, and they've been just atrocious from the 3-point line, especially during conference season. But Romeo Langford, number 6 scorer in the Big Ten, needs to have a big night for Indiana to even have a chance to beat Wisconsin.
Saw a little peek at Cam Reddish and Marquise Bolden on the Duke bench. Cam, after taking a spill on a drive, hurt a hip, and Bolden saddled with 4 fouls. Neither able to play now. Barrett's been playing through a stomach ailment. Jack White turns it over. Virginia Tech with an opportunity to run. Beatty puts it up high, and White hustles back and makes up for his mistake. Now Duke has a chance in the open floor. Barrett.
Unstoppable in the open floor, Duke. And I've talked about it all night. In order for Duke to win this game, they've got to pick up the pace of this game. Misses and makes, they've got to get out and transition. They're so good. One of the best teams in the country in the open floor.
Second in the country, finds nearly 22 points per game in transition. Virginia Tech's done a good job limiting that tonight. Just with 5, Ty Outlaw for 3.
Went 6 for 12 from 3 against Georgia Tech, and on February 13th, 3 of his last 13 since.
Barrett answers. R.J. Barrett back-to-back 30-point games. Very quiet in the first half, now up to 14.
And Reese, all of a sudden, Virginia Tech's defensive discipline is breaking down against Barrett. He's been able to get to that left hand and stay left at will here in the second half. That could be disaster for Virginia Tech.
Blackshear in the paint. Outlaw has a clean look. Blackshear fighting for the rebound, and the Hokies will keep it on this end. And with the stoppage in play, it gives Cam Reddish a chance to come back into the game.
And folks, this is where R.J. Barrett's so good. If you let him go left and stay left, you can forget it. He can get all the way to the rim, and he's got that pull-up 15-foot J. What a nice read by R.J. Barrett.
Beatty attacking White, backs it back out. Now Ahmed Hill had trouble for a minute and got out of it. It looked for all the world as if Hill was going to be trapped in the corner, and he just drove baseline, and he's up to 17. Trey Jones needed a jumper to go down. Reddish back in and missed the layup.
At 6'8", you got to dunk that one over the front of the rim, Reese. Missed opportunity there for the Blue Devils.
Hokies with a 5-point lead inside 10 minutes to play.
Blackshear needs a touch with this lineup in for Virginia Tech.
Blocked by Delorier. Jones trying to get Duke something in transition. Reddish pulls from deep. His third triple of the night. Cam with 15. It's a 2-point game.
And Reese, notice where that came from in transition. Duke's at their best when they can get out in the open floor because of plays like that.
Ray Jones tried to draw the offensive foul. It was a play on. Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
Blackshear needs a touch to settle it down here for Virginia Tech.
Delorier came over and helped, an unfortunate foul call on Trey Jones, who sort of lost. Not that it wasn't correct, it's his second one, but
this is where Duke's at their best. They're able to get out in transition and run, and all of a sudden you forget about Cam Reddish, and he's so good with that pull-up three. He has unlimited range. If they can continue to play at that pace, Duke will win this game. If it continues to play at a slow pace, Virginia Tech will win this on its home floor.
Alexander Walker, that high arching free throw. He averages over 16 points per game. He's only halfway there tonight.
Well, part of that, Reese, is because the added ball handling responsibility that's been placed on him without Justin Robinson being in the lineup.
He's handed out 6 assists tonight. That free throw spins out on him, to your point.
Reese, since Justin Robinson's gone out of the lineup, he's had 0 20-point games, had 9 before that.
Barrett again, got to the right, shot it with his left, and now RJ's starting to try to take over the game. 1-point lead for the Hokies. Alexander Walker now has 10. Nikhil Alexander Walker, and Duke can tie with a 3.
What a pretty shot fake to freeze the defense to create room to get that shot off.
Zion Williamson intense. RJ Barrett for 3, and we're tied.
And Reese, that's what happens. RJ all of a sudden is getting some layups. He's starting to get a feel, and all of a sudden he starts to knock down the 3-ball, and he becomes unguardable.
Barrett now with 19. He's had back-to-back 30-point games. And I think he's starting to give the Hokies some stomach distress, trying to slow him down. Barrett, see the 3, be the 3. And the Blue Devils and Hokies are locked up going down the stretch. RJ Barrett had 1 field goal that he got in the final second of the first half. That seems like a long time ago because he's gotten warm, Fonz.
He's gotten very warm. 7 of 8 here in the second half alone. 19 points, 17 of them coming here in the second half as Duke goes into a 2-3 zone.
Against a great 3-point shooting team. Beatty knocks it down. Wabisa Beatty with the 3. Gives the Hokies the lead back. Hokies shoot about 40% from 3, a little less than that tonight. A turnover. Nikhil all the way to the bucket. And Alexander Walker will go to the free throw line.
Nikhil Alexander Walker made a beautiful read to step into the passing lane and take that one away. He could read the eyes of the passer and just jump the passing lane. Watch number 4 in white here, folks. As that ball comes off the ball screen, he knows where it's going. Back to Reddish at the top. Just jumps in the passing lane, change speeds, change directions, draws a foul here. Much needed free throws here for the Hokies.
And Fonz, that was the 4th foul on Cam Reddish. So Duke now, a couple of guys with 4 fouls. Yeah. Reddish and Marquise Bolden. Marquise is not on the floor at the moment. Reddish is staying out there. They need his offense to complement RJ Barrett, who has the ball now. Reddish 15 points on the night. Bolden also in double figures, and RJ has 19, and he'll go to the free throw line looking for his 21st 20-point game to extend the ACC record for freshmen that he's already set.
And Reese, that's the growth of RJ Barrett. First month of the season, he would have tried to take that basketball all the way to the rim. Too much congestion would have led to a bad shot or a turnover. The growth development, he can read where the defense is and got right into his pull-up J. That was a really good read by RJ Barrett.
Not that it's consequential from the result of the game or Cassell, but if he misses this one, there's bacon for everybody. Oh, bacon. But instead, Cam Reddish gets the rebound and has a chance to make up for it.
Any chance I could use my coupon for turkey bacon?
Come on, Fonz. Don't ruin bacon.
I'm sorry. Reddish reading it beautifully. And that's what happens is when you don't box out. When you on the free throw line, if you're the low guy, you got to box up the line and seal. Kerry Blackshear didn't allow Cam Reddish to sneak around the baseline side. That was a good read by Reddish.
And the foul was on Ty Outlaw, and now he has 4.
And that's big because of his three-point shooting ability at the 4 spot. 46% from 3 is Ty Outlaw.
Reddish makes the crowd think they'll have to settle for turkey bacon this time. That makes me too.
I heard somewhere that Brooke might like veggie bacon.
Blasphemous.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do regular bacon anymore, you guys, but if they were handing out certificates to get a Big Joe, maybe I'd be down for that.
Big Joe from Joe's Diner, downtown Blacksburg. Is our breakfast establishment this morning.
Blackshear needs a touch.
He's got one. Got Delorier on his hip. Kerry Blackshear Jr. with a chance for the three-point play.
And folks, I continue to say, Kerry Blackshear, unguardable. He's so good down in the box because he's patient. He stays low, able to explode into the shot. Look at how patient he is, reading the middle. No defense comes over to help, and he's one-on-one inside. He is unguardable one-on-one when he gets 2 feet in the paint.
Blackshear in the silent Cassell Coliseum, shooting for his 19th point.
25 points per game over his last 3, folks. He's been an absolute monster.
We'll see what Kerry's done in recent games. The feed to Bolden, who's back in playing with 4 fouls. Marquise Bolden has it blocked by Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
He caught that ball 2 feet in the paint. He's got to go up. That should be a dunk. Missed opportunity there for Marquise Bolden.
Ned Hill thought about it in the corner briefly. Alexander Walker back out front. Now Blackshear. Now Nikhil Alexander Walker has it rim out. O'Connell with the rebound. Blue Devils down 5 with 5.5 to play.
This is where it's R.J. Barrett. Has been the entire second half, but R.J. Barrett should touch the basketball every time down the floor.
Ball off of Reddish's foot, and it's another turnover for Duke.
Reese, R.J. Barrett's been unguardable here in the second half. That ball should be in his hands, allowing him to operate off of that ball screen at the top because he's been unguardable here in the second half. What's he got, 19 here in the second half alone?
He's got, I think he had 4 in the first half. So, now they'll give him, what, 17 here? The second half, he's had a tremendous night. Well, he's at 19, I beg your pardon. He missed those free throws. He had 15 in the second half. Beatty. Alexander Walker. Barrett clears away the rebound, and then on the reach, he's fouled, and Blackshear kind of grabbed RJ's arm as they were walking back up the floor. Barrett took exception to it.
And Reese, this is what you don't want to do if you're Virginia Tech. You don't want to give Duke free opportunities at the basket, especially on the foul line.
And Barrett, he just missed a couple and provided the capacity crowd here at Cassell with bacon. But Duke has shot it well from the free throw line tonight. They've been very good in the last 5 minutes in overtime, but Barrett misses his 3rd straight. Overall, they've shot it well, but perhaps ruining the missed opportunity from their leading scorer. Blackshear. Oh, put a move on Reddish. Athletic support equipment on the deck, and Blackshear flushed it.
Nice. And that's why he needs to touch it every time down the floor, as we said.
Hokies get it out of Barrett's hands. RJ gets it back, attacks. And he'll go back to the free throw line and see if he can find the range from 15 feet out.
And folks, we've talked about Blackshear, how hard he is to guard. Little shot right there. Gets Cam Reddish up in the air, and not a better finisher in the ACC. Kerry Blackshear. Listen to this one, Reese. That's how you throw it down, kid.
And Barrett's pure on that free throw. Much needed one for him. Reddish is going to take a break. Jordan Goldwire is checked in for Duke. We saw him spark the Blue Devil defense in the comeback against Louisville.
Yes, so quick with his hands, good moving laterally. But Reese, for the rest of this game, as Dukes bring the ball up the floor, I'd like to see it in the hands of number 5 in black, R.J. Barrett. Every time down the floor, his decision-making has been exquisite here in the second half.
21 20-point games now for RJ, and he has 21. 5-point games. We head toward the 4-minute mark in the final media timeout from Cassell Coliseum. On the next stoppage, Goldwire trying to put heat on Beatty. Blackshear.
Thought about it.
Yep. Might have been a pretty good look for him. Beatty to Wilkins. Uses the rim to protect it. They've kept the Blue Devils out of the paint. They're hounding R.J. Barrett now. Barrett to O'Connell. Alex O'Connell for 3.
That's the guy, Reese, on the perimeter. If Barrett's in trouble, got to find Alex O'Connell.
O'Connell had 20 against Syracuse and a huge 3 to cut the lead to 4.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by Boost Mobile. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save. And in part by Allstate. Are you in good?
Heard at home against North Carolina. If they could add another win, another road win against Virginia Tech, what an impressive navigation of that stretch it would be. BPI gave them a 6% chance to go through that stretch. Wow. Unbeaten. 5-1 still pretty strong if they can get it done. But right now, the Hokies who've led throughout the game trying to hold on. Beatty for 3, and Barrett has the rebound.
Yeah, Duke will give him that wide open look there. I thought the throwback should have gone to Kerry Blackshear. Barrett's got to continue to be patient to get around and then look to attack to get into the painted area.
O'Connell, who just hit a 3 a moment ago, finds a cutting Reddish. Bolden grabs the miss and puts it home. We got a 2-point game. Marquise Bolden with a dozen.
How about Marquise Bolden? I mean, he just finds a way on the offensive end. We've seen him make a nice little post move to get a score, and he's been really good on the glass. Kerry Blackshear's got to get a touch here, Reese. Every time down the floor for the next 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go.
He's got it. Lines up the 3. Hard off the backboard, and now the Blue Devils have a chance to tie or take the lead with a triple.
I would have liked to see him drive that one. It's not the shot you want at this juncture of the game.
Barrett working with Bolden, puts it up top, and Bolden finishes an assist from Barrett. We're tied.
And Reese, that's exactly why I want the basketball in the hands of number 5 in black. Every time Duke comes up the floor, his reads have been outstanding in this game.
Buzz Williams wants the timeout. This is just the 3rd time we've been tied tonight. The Hokies have led for nearly 33 minutes of this game, and now we've got 99 seconds to settle it. The Blue Devils are on a 9-2 run.
Yeah, folks, this is why I want the basketball in the hands of R.J. Barrett. His reads tonight have been terrific. He's known when to turn the corner and get in the lane. He could see that Kerry Blackshear was up, and there was no help from the weak side. Puts it perfectly up there for Marquise Bolden to go up there and slam it down.
How even we are, not only tied on the scoreboard, the 2 players that you highlighted at the start of the broadcast, Kerry Blackshear Jr. and R.J. Barrett, each with 21 points. Each will get a chance to have the final say in the last minute 39 here. huge game in terms of implications for Duke trying to win the ACC regular season. Virginia by far has the easiest schedule remaining, particularly with Duke and Carolina playing again on the final Saturday of the regular season before Champ Week. We've got issues to settle in Blacksburg. Beatty gets in the paint. Outlaw for three. It's good! Ty Outlaw puts the Hokies back up.
Design play out of the timeout. Buzz Williams, a master in those situations.
Barrett had to pick up the dribble. O'Connell bails him out. Now RJ has it back. Ahmed Hill guarding him, forcing him toward the baseline. O'Connell gets inside, looking for help. Reddish for three. No answer. And the rebound by Blackshear.
Now you just want to get it over half court and run some clock.
Trey Jones pressuring Beatty.
Too early to foul.
It's one possession game, and the shot clock's now at 12. Nikhil Alexander-Walker thought about it a long time. Now gets the screen from Blackshear. In the corner, Hill, long, and Blackshear the offensive rebound, and now the Blue Devils have to get a steal or foul.
Yeah, you got to foul. Not enough time, you got to foul.
Only a 1 second differential shot in game clock. And in fact, shot clock should have been off.
Yes. Folks, watch the dribble penetration here by Beatty. He sees O'Connell come over. You never want to leave the strong side corner. Leaves it, and Ty Outlaw makes him pay with a huge bomb. And you particularly don't want to leave him. He's a 46% three-point shooter on the year. Breakdown on the defensive end for the Blue Devils.
Nikhil Alexander-Walker makes it a two-possession game.
The folks for Duke here look for the early push, and I try to find Cam Reddish for a quick three in transition on the throwback.
5-point lead for the Hokies.
See, I think Reddish should take it out.
Jones on the push. He'll opt for the quick two. He gets it. Duke calls a quick timeout. 12.6 to go. 3-point lead for Virginia Tech. February 26th has been the date. 2011, Virginia Tech beat #1 Duke on February 26th. 1 year ago tonight, they beat 5th-ranked Duke on February 26th. Here's how it unfolded. One of the great wins in Hokie history in 2011 behind Seth Greenberg and Jeff Allen, who went 18 and 15, and a huge late shot from Malcolm Delaney. Hokies stormed the floor. They beat Duke by 4. Last year, Chris Clark caught the errant shot, scored the last 6 points of the game. Grayson Allen missed, and 64 points were enough again as #5 Duke went down. And tonight, again on February 26th, Cassell being defended and stormed, and the Hokies trying to hold on to a 3-point lead for 12.6.
Yeah, it's going to be important here that they stay above the free throw line. I would actually say start their offense above the three-point line to give yourself some room to run to the basketball, and do not, whatever you do not run to the corners, because now all of a sudden the sideline and baseline become 2 additional defenders with plays right into Duke's hands.
And Virginia Tech is an excellent free throw shooting team. Top 30 in America, making better than 75% on the season. Even better in conference play, a touch over 77%. And that's right where they are tonight. Nearly 78% as they play. Enter Sandman here. Usually the football team runs out there, but there's some serious intensity here. Blackshear gets it, and Barrett fouls him quickly, and Carey will go to the free throw line.
That's his 4th personal foul.
Kerry Blackshear has been magnificent in this game. He's been able to catch it on the block and score even against a double team that has come from the baseline. And his decisions at the top of the floor have been superb. Able to pump fake, get down in the lane and finish. And another shot fake and a strong finish 21 points in this game so far. Maybe can add 2 here. He's been magnificent over the last 2 games, 25 points per game.
Blacksburg has now made his last 8 free throws after missing the first 2, and that one was huge. It made it a 2-possession game. Two for 2, Blacksburg with 23. 5-point lead. Blue Devils have to hurry.
And find Reddish.
Reddish for 3. Won't go. Blacksburg has the rebound, and Virginia Tech is going to knock off number 3 Duke. And here they come. At least some of them are being detained. Had a pretty good run out. Brooke Weisbrod working to get Buzz Williams. I see some students starting to hop. That's a long way down, so be careful hopping out of the student section and getting on the floor to celebrate. For the 3rd straight time, the Hokies have knocked off a top 5 Duke team here at Cassell Coliseum. What a ball game, partner.
Yes, indeed.
Fun.
On both ends of the floor, we saw a spectacular play from Kerry Blacksburg from Virginia.